Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Gridiron Talks. I'm Devon Jarvis.
I'm Nick Boyd.
And we have a fantastic episode for you today. Starting off, college football. You know, there's been talks recently about expanding the 14-team playoff to a 12-team playoff.
I love it. I think that this is the way forward for college football. Listen to me. I know you're not happy about that, but college football needs to innovate. The current 4-team format is dry. It's boring. With 12 teams, we get a lot more competition, a lot more teams in it, and that means underdog runs.
Listen, I could not disagree more.
Oh, come on.
The BCS that we had before 2014 was
Look at
the
this
golden
guy.
age. The golden age. I mean, we had the 5 main bowls. We had the Cotton Bowl, Orange Bowl, Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl, and Fiesta Bowl. The top 10 seeds would play against each other. You had the national championship game.
Okay.
I mean, it was perfect.
Listen to me. I know you like looking in the rearview mirror, but college football's got to innovate. And I think an expanded, more professional-style playoff is the way to do it. Like, look at the NFL. It's 14 teams now. That's a little more than the proposed one, but I think 12 teams is a perfect number. You can have the top seeds have buys, and if you want to incorporate those bowls, fine. Have them as the quarterfinals and semifinals.
But what's the Rose Bowl anymore? The Rose Bowl has always been the winner of the Big Ten versus
Gotta
the winner
innovate.
of the Pac-12.
Gotta innovate.
The Rose Bowls will be no more than the first round of the playoffs.
That's
What's
fine. You've got to innovate. Listen, there are too many bowl games. Nobody cares. Find me one person who cares about the Jimmy Fallon Bowl or the Cheez-It Bowl. There are none. I'll give you $20 if you can.
Listen, these bowls need to stay cemented. We have teams you're telling me if you looked at last year's playoffs, we had Michigan, Cincinnati, Georgia, Alabama. There was going to be a different winner than either Alabama or
I think
Georgia.
if you expand the
Any
playoffs,
other
there
winner
could have been. There could have been.
No.
I can't say that guaranteed. But there could have been.
The biggest underdog you're getting going on their Cinderella run was a 12-seed UCF team that's losing in the second round.
Oh, there's
after
no
they
way
win
you
the
can
first
come.
round
How
game.
can you come to that conclusion?
Because it's going to be the same thing every single year.
There is no way you can come to that
years
conclusion.
That we've had
have you watched March Madness before?
Listen, college football is not college basketball.
But you can still go on underdog runs in college football. It happens all the time in the regular season. Why couldn't it happen in the playoffs?
Because these same 5 teams will win every year. We've seen in the last 8
There's
years,
no
it's
way you
always
can come
the
to
same
that
teams.
conclusion.
And before, when we had the BCS, there were different teams winning every single year. Not every single year, but there was definitely more parity in who we saw winning the national championship.
And I think you can also have that with an expanded 12-team format.
No, I really don't think so. It's just going to be the same thing as always. BCS
Disagree.
before is going to be the best year.
Hard disagree.
Listen, the LSU team that we saw in 2019, they were unstoppable. There was no way they weren't winning a championship, whether it was BCS, 14 playoff,
You got
or 12
me there.
team playoff.
You got me there.
We
That
can
team was
admit
pretty
that,
magical.
Right? They
That
were led
team
by
was
Joe
magical.
Burrow, just a fantastic quarterback there, who's also found success on the NFL level, making the Super
I'm going to
Bowl
go out
last
on a
year.
limb. Not even on a limb. I truly believe this. Joe Burrow is the best quarterback 25 or younger.
Listen, there is no doubt
Who
about
are
it.
you going to name?
Justin Herbert is
my
the
goodness.
statistical monster.
Oh, my goodness.
Statistical monster over Joe Burrow here. There's not been a single quarterback in their first 2 seasons to have more yards,
Listen to this guy.
touchdowns, completions, 300-yard games, and 3 touchdown games, respectively. There's
Oh
no
my
competition
goodness.
here.
Listen, all those stats are awesome if we're talking fantasy football, but I want a guy who can actually win in the playoffs. And, oh yeah, how many times has Justin Herbert been
How
to the
many
playoffs?
times has Justin Herbert had a top
Don't
20
bring the
defense?
Don't bring
Top
that
20
into
defense.
it. In a vacuum.
Give Justin Herbert Joe Burrow's defense last year, and I think Justin Herbert
There's
does
no way
more things.
I don't think he goes to the Super Bowl.
Maybe-
I don't think he does
I don't
that.
think
Joe
if the
Burrow
Bengals were to repeat that situation
Joe
again,
Burrow
they go to the
is-
Super Bowl.
listen to
because
me.
that run was magical, and that's not happening again. There was no more clutch activity from
Are you
Joe
going to call
Burrow
Joe
there
Burrow not
than
clutch?
Evan McPherson.
Who got him into field goal range?
Listen,
Who got him into field goal range?
Jamar Chase there. There's so
Who
many other
threw him the ball?
I don't care. That team was special. They aren't doing that again if they're put in that same
Listen,
situation.
Joe Burrow is a proven leader. He's gritty. He's tough. He's an awesome arm talent. And you want to talk stats? Okay, 70% completion rate last year, 46,000 plus yards.
Listen,
Who's doing that?
Justin Herbert can do that in his sleep.
Oh, my goodness.
In his rookie year, Justin Herbert had 4,300 yards, and he missed part of the first game. Joe Burrow had 4,600 yards in his second season, and
Joe
he had
Burrow didn't
two
play a full rookie season.
He had 2 outlier 500-yard games. What does that mean?
You call it outlier. I call it clutch.
Those 500 games are not happening again.
Did you see that game against Kansas City?
Yeah.
Both of the games against Kansas City.
The Kansas City game, the Baltimore game, those aren't happening again. So you had an injured Baltimore team. He's not putting 450 up against them. And listen, Joe Burrow is a good leader, good this and good that, but he's
Absolutely.
But he's a worse quarterback than Justin Herbert. There's nothing
There
that
is
Justin
no way
Herbert
you can say that.
There's nothing
No
that Joe
way.
Burrow can do that Justin Herbert can't do.
No shot. If I am a GM and I'm trying to start a franchise, Joe Burrow's the guy I want. I want a guy who's a proven leader. I want a guy who wants to win and who's had experience winning. Justin Herbert hasn't won anything yet.
Listen, I could not disagree with you more.
Oh my God.
Maybe he hasn't won anything, but okay, Joe Burrow didn't win the Super Bowl, so what's it all for? All right? We see this season they're going to be more evenly matched.
I think he cemented himself as a guy who can go get it in the AFC, but we're going to have to wait and see in the regular season. This has been Gridiron Talks. I'm Nick Boyd.
And I'm Devon Jarvis. We'll see you next time.